Bina. Today I'm going to be talking about death and the concept of death. Death is something we all know and fear. It's a moment that is very real for our future. It's something that will happen. Death is unavoidable. It is something that we all have in common. It is something that we all will experience one day. But the thing is, people who have experienced death can't really come back to tell us how the process was, what happened during their death, what they saw, what they experienced, because death is a one-way ticket. And we also have those situations where people have near-death experiences. They were near death, but they were able to come back from it and not, go through the whole process. For those people to come back and tell us their version of what death was for them, what they saw during that process. Sometimes it's the same. Sometimes it's a little different than the other stories we have heard. And sometimes I wonder why that is. Is it because some of us have different belief systems? Is it because of the religion we grew up with? Does our beliefs in religion affect what we see in the afterlife? Each religion has a different process of death, but they all have the same outcome at the end. And some are completely different. So what my question is, how much of those ideas are true, and what part of those stories, those beliefs are false? Or are they all true, just depending on the individual? Is it true to the individual? Us as people are always arguing who is right, who is wrong, especially on religion. People have died and killed over religion because they believe they are right, the other is wrong, and those type of people are willing to die for their truth. What if there's no such thing as one truth, but there is such thing as my own truth? This concept goes back to manifestation, because manifestation teaches you what you desire, what you act as if is what you will receive back from the universe. Would the same concept go towards the same to death, the concept of death? Is it what we believe, strongly believe, the feeling of believing what we know of the afterlife? Is that our truth? And because it is so strong, that's what we will experience. The way some societies believe death is the end of all, the end. There's nothing after it. And there's other religions or beliefs that believe there's something after death, whether it's going to heaven or hell, or reincarnation, coming back on this planet as a human being or a different type of creature. I believe all those beliefs and reasons are valid. In some way, there is some truth, or maybe they all are the truth, and that's what I find so beautiful about this concept of death. We all don't really know until we get there ourselves. And then, but the experience that we do have, is it the truth, or is it just your truth? Death has been used as a reference to the end. Not only the end of our lives, but also the end of our cycle. Like when you go out to get tarot reading, or you do your own tarot reading, sometimes there's the death card. What is that? Most people that is new to tarot reading would think that it means they're about to die. But the actual meaning of the death card, it means one aspect of your life is about to end, beginning of a new. So going from the definition of a tarot reading death card, is it the same as the death we experience in real life? What if it's not actually the end, but the beginning of a new? But new to what? What is the new? That's the question. What is that new? Many philosophers and popes and religious followers will have their own opinions of what this new is, what this new represents. Is this new a place, a person, a spiritual being? What is this new? Death is a mystery. A mystery many people fears because we can never solve. There's no way to solve it unless you're in that situation. And there's other people that feel the opposite of fear, but a thrill. There's a thrill of not knowing what is coming. People that love the feeling of not knowing what's coming in the future. You will see those type of people that represents that feeling through doing activities that most people would consider dangerous or life-threatening, like bungee jumping, skydiving, or things like parkour, and much more. Now the question is, should death be something we fear or don't fear, or be excited about, or just be neutral about? How you react to death, I believe, could come from your beliefs. So if you believe death is the end all, your response to death might be fear. While for some people, if they believe that there's a reincarnation or there's a heaven, their reaction to death might be neutral or excitement. Not excitement, that's a little too bold, but something else. Sometimes I wonder, for the fear of death, does it come from the beginning, or is it something we gradually become more fearful of when we're getting closer to it? Like as a child, death is not something you even think of. It's not something we would hear but not fear. But we see tons of people that are coming closer and closer to death. That feeling might come. The feeling of fear might come more out. Could it be the closer we are to it, that's when we feel it? But at the same time, that belief is not true for everybody. Because there are other people that knows death is coming, but they don't fear it. They feel neutral about it. They're okay with it. I've seen people who had cancer who wasn't actually fearful of death, but because they know it was coming, they lived their life as it was their last day. And they saw it as not the end of all, but just the end of this life. There's so many questions that comes up when you really think about death, really. Everything that will correspond with the concept of death. And if you have like a story to tell me, please leave it in the comment below. I would love to hear your version. If you had a near-death experience, or if you ever had almost lost somebody, or maybe dreams that you may have had beforehand about an accident that was close to death. Because I've heard those stories, people that have had dreams of a relative or friend leaving for it to actually happen 2 days, a week, a month, a year later. If you have your own concept of what is death, please let me know. Please leave in the comments below. I want to read a tons of them. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Bye.